Will Cayeton from the Kentucky Valley Educational Cooperative. We are live here in Jackson, Breathitt County, Kentucky, and we have exported the Holler, KVEX professional broadcasting studio, and we have the great privilege of visiting for a few minutes with a Renaissance man, which is a great description of Mr. Scotty Spicer, who can do just about anything. He's one of the smartest gentlemen I know. So, Scotty, please share with them a little bit about who you are and your background, and then we'll segue into your work managing, providing leadership for the shop at Ace Hardware here in Jackson, Kentucky.
Okay, of course, as Will said, my name is Scotty Spicer, and I have been working with the Board of Education as a head mechanic. I've been with the board 27 years and also working with Ace Hardware. I've been with Ace about 13 years now in over the shop, helping mechanic and keeping everybody's lawnmowers, weed eaters, trimmers, kerosene heaters, everything going for the last few years. Also, we try to have young guys come in, and actually the son of our Harold Daffett is the owner of the store. His grandson is actually working with me right now, and he's learned tremendous lot. He's very attentive to want to learn. As young kids, you want to see and do, and actually they want to get in and just do the stuff. Whereas you could bring an older guy in with you and try to teach him and learn him. He's just not very, I guess you could say they think they know what they're doing and they really don't. Whereas you could teach a younger kid to come in and do more.
It's almost like learning a world language. So what I'm hearing from you is that it appears that these young folks that are coming in and apprenticing in your shop at Ace Hardware, because of their youth, and certainly it's not the case categorically. I'm sure there are young people who are a little bit older who can come in and have experience. But what I'm hearing is that these young people seem to be able to absorb some of the technical skill sets that are required to fix many of these essential tools that we need every day, especially this time of year. And most folks can't afford to go out and buy new lawnmowers and blowers and weed eaters and tillers, etc., etc. So it's a real treasure here in the mountains of eastern Kentucky to have an Ace Hardware here locally that has not only an experienced mechanic like you who is able to fix these implements, but also provide opportunities for young people to apprentice. And I know over the years you've had a lot of young people some of whom may still be finishing up high school, or maybe they're kind of starting their career and making a splash over at Ace to see if that's something that they want to enjoy. Am I right?
That's right. The biggest, I guess the greatest thrill of it is when you actually show them and they realize that they can fix it. I mean, that's like I have a couple over right now working with me. And like I said, once you show them and they realize really that they can do it, you see that expression on their face. And that just means the world. I mean, and it's great to show them.
That sense of accomplishment,
yes,
which we all enjoy. I know I've had a lot of good luck bringing my lawnmowers and weed eaters and chainsaws over to your shop there at Ace Hardware here in Jackson. And I don't know what we would do without that shop here in the community, because these items are very, very costly, as I mentioned before. So let's move a little bit in a different direction and talk about the number of employees that you typically, from week to week, month to month, year to year, have in your shop.
Well, as of right now, we have 3. And of course, we have a young guy that's coming in and, working some, and I'm showing him and he's learning. And we generally try to keep 3, and it keeps all 3 busy. I mean, it's
Y'all are covered up right now.
yeah, we are. Like I was telling you, I barely could get the door down last night with so many riders, trimmers, and tillers coming in. But this time of year, it's just been it stays busy usually from the right around March until generally right around the 1st of September. And you know, but that is this. I mean, it's good because and they'll come in, they kind of, some of them call me the doctor. I said, why? Yeah, you got to fix this for me. So we're bringing it to the doctor.
Well, and speaking of you being the doctor, you certainly are. I've experienced that firsthand. I remember years ago, I asked you for a favor, and you took my riding lawnmower apart and put it back together. And when you had my riding lawnmower in pieces and parts in less than 20 minutes, I started getting nervous. But you put it all back together, and it worked for many years to come. So that's a real skill set. But speaking of skill sets, there are a lot of other skill sets that are required to work in a shop, in a hardware shop. You've got the ordering of parts, which is very complex depending on what you're looking for. And there are a multitude of different brands and wholesale stores that you have to deal with. I know you probably have some that you typically go to, but depending on what's being brought in, you might have to go elsewhere. And then there's the all-important customer service, soft skills, skill sets that are required. So talk a little bit about, it's not just about fixing stuff. It's about being able to communicate.
Well, and that's like you said, your customer relationship. You could bring something in and I could be rude to you, not help you in any way. You're not going to bring anything back.
Nope.
That is one of the most important things that I tell. Of course, I've been there over the years, and like you said, we've had different employees over the years, and that's one of the most important things that I tell them. Be as nice as you can. Help them in any way that you can. I could take your mower back there, and I say it needs this. When it doesn't need that, you want to do what it needs, and if it needs more than that, you want to call them and make sure they understand what's going on. You just don't want to go back there and just fix it. I mean, even though it does need it, go ahead and do that. No, you want to find out, make sure that they want to do that. Because sometimes I've found that it's more cost efficient just to buy another unit than to fix the one. But then you'll find some that's sentimental. They want it fixed.
That's right. Let's talk about the work ethic that you look for as you have young people coming to apprentice in your shop.
The good part, you want to show up on time. You want to be, you don't want to call in like 2 or 3 days a week and say, I can't come in. Because you got people dependent on you. Their stuff is sitting there. They're not going to wait a month to mow grass or to till their garden. You want to get that tiller done as fast as you can because they've got their garden to till.
That's right.
And, that is the biggest important thing right there. You want to stay, you want to do it as fast, get it done as fast for them as you can, but you also want to make sure it's done right. Because if it's not, and they're going to bring it back, they're not going to want to bring it back again.
You're also looking for young people who take initiative.
Yes.
If you have to spend all your time chasing somebody around to do work, that becomes a problem.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. And of course, in this position, in this position, working on this small stuff, you want to try to be as clean with it and put your tools up. You just don't want to have them scattered, because if you have to spend time finding stuff, then you're not going to be done as quick.
Yeah, it kills the efficiency of getting work done.
That's right.
Okay, so what kinds of technical, and I'm talking about high school area technology center skill sets, or perhaps they are attending a local technical and community college like Hazard or Big Sandy's Mayo Tech. What kind of certification skill sets are you looking for? And that will kind of lead us into what kind of money are folks going to make
That is
in this
true.
area?
Of course, you know, I went straight out of high school into working for the board, and then I went into another shop at another place and was actually working under another guy there at the shop. And you have to have whatever type of equipment that you sell, you've got to be certified in that equipment, because you've got to be able to do your warranty work for the customer. Because if they come to you and they buy, say like we sell steel and we sell Cub Cadet, if you buy a steel or Cub Cadet from us, you want to have somebody there certified that can work on that equipment and know what's wrong with it. You know, and that's like, you know, when I did steel, of course, they have 3 levels: bronze, silver, and gold. You can actually take bronze online, and then silver, I had to go to Loveland, Indiana, Loveland, Ohio to do that.
Oh, interesting.
And then, of course, Virginia Beach still has Virginia Beach. You got to go there, and actually, you got to do hands-on plus written to get gold certified.
Didn't know that.
And then once you get that, and of course, like we do Briggs and Stratton. When I did Briggs, we had to go to Louisville. And of course, it's a week's class. It's all hands-on. And then you actually take your test at the end of the week. And you got to pass that test in order to get your certification.
So here's the good news. If you're apprenticing, you know, and there are a lot of young people who don't want to go to school for 2, 4, 6 years. And they can pretty quickly acquire these certifications. These are not lengthy programs, and the beauty is if they're apprenticing in your shop, they're probably feeling pretty confident that they can go take these certification classes and pass them.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes. And you know, and that also, you know, that depends on what you're going to make too. You know, every certification you get, that's the more money you're going to make. Of course, that's more money that the store, because if you're certified, they can do the warranty work. You know, of course, you know, they'll get reimbursed for the warranty work. If not, then they can't.
That's a key right there. Yeah, very interesting. And again, depending on the market, this is small town rural America. So the market is such that, you know, folks are going to make a lot more money if they're in a metropolitan area and a bigger shop. So it all depends on location too,
It does.
in part, and the cost of living in that local area. And that's something that we want to make sure that our audience understands, because we have the luxury and the freedom to be mobile. And we can go anywhere we want. We want to keep our talent here, but we understand the dynamics of life in our world, and folks often have to move around to find employment.
That's very true.
So with that, I think we are close to a wrap, Scotty. And if you have anything that you would like to share with our student audience moving forward, a little bit of encouragement that if this is something that they want to do, seek out their local opportunities and volunteer to apprentice, et cetera, et cetera. So please.
You know, for these young kids, and I wished I would have did it earlier than what I did. If you could get in a place, in a shop or vocational, that you could actually take this hands-on training for these small appliances, it would help you more than anything. Like I was telling Will earlier, you're younger now, you have more initiative to want to do it, as like me or Will, one would not. I mean, we wouldn't pick up on it as easy. And if you could get into one of these places and then get your certifications, because you would learn and get your certifications, you would make more money. That's like me. I've had other job opportunities and other places offered. Because, you know, we're here in like rural America, I'm not going to make, say, like if you go to Louisville or Lexington, because I know I've had other offers there. You won't make that here, but there and in these big cities, yes, you will. You'll make really, really good money. Because there's always somebody needing a trimmer done, mower done, a tiller, and it's a good field to get into.
All right, as we close, if you can look in the camera and give a shout out of a commercial for our local Jackson Ace Hardware, and tell them where you're at and how they can contact you if they need help.
Yes, sir. I'm at the Jackson Ace Hardware here in Jackson, Kentucky. We're right straight across from Dairy Queen, and our number is 1-606-666-4056. If you have any problems with your tillers, trimmers, saws, we're there for you. Just give us a call.
Sounds wonderful. I appreciate it, and it's customary for us to close by saying we will holler at you later. Thank you so much, Brother Spicer. Appreciate it.
The shop is an extremely busy place this time of year. They repair mowers, weed eaters, chainsaws, sales service. We always try to hire some younger help during the spring and summer seasons. Sometimes we go through a co-op in town or a co-op through school. Come see us at Ace Hardware. We're open Sunday, 11 to 6, Monday through Saturday. Phone number is 606-666-4056, or look us up on our website or Facebook.